Welcome to Spartan Eats with your hosts Ralph Delat, Eric Brownfield, and everyone's best friend Roscoe. Today we welcome into the kitchen another great Spartan guest for some food, fun, and fellowship. So grab a plate and a fork and get ready for some Spartan Eats.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Spartan Eats. Tonight's guest is none other than head coach, athletic director, Brock Matherne. Brock, how you doing today?
Doing good. My two favorite things, food and football. So I just finished football practice and I get some food.
Absolutely. That's the plan here, to feed you something good. So we sent out to all you coaches, we wanted a childhood favorite meal of your mama, your daddy, your mama, your papa. But you're sending us back steak.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm looking at the list and I'm like, man, Coach Brock, test me, right? Challenge me, right? And you hit me with steak, which is one of the things that I think I do pretty well.
I've tried before.
Yeah, but why steak? Of all things, because where you're from, right? We're going to get into all that with you too, but where you're from, steak is really not,
And we didn't have it all.
right.
No. And that was why, honestly, like I've grown up to where, like, up until my dad passed away, I was he was a commercial fisherman, so I ate so much redfish, cuvee, whole shrimp, crabs, and then like every style you can imagine, oysters, redfish, speckled trout. I mean, the list goes on and on of different types of seafoods we ate growing up. And that's a time where I can remember as a kid, I really don't remember even having like any processed meat in the house.
Right.
It was like we had rice, we had things to make gravy.
Yeah.
We had potatoes, we had all the sides.
Yeah.
But the entree was going to be some form of
Seafood, yeah.
and I can just remember growing up all the different balls and things that we held down in Venice. But I chose steak just because, like, one, it was the first thing I learned how to cook.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't from my grandparents or from my mom, my dad. And my family knows, like, there's only two things I actually can make in the house: steak and cereals.
There you go.
Yeah, steak's one of them.
Cereal's kind of hard to mess up too, so look, that's great. What's your favorite cut of steak?
Oh, have to go between. Now this is new for me because I just tried the tomahawk. Not too long ago.
Yep.
But man, I'm good with just good little bone-in ribeye or New York strip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, today we're gonna have ribeye. So that's actually my favorite cut. And I'm training my kids, like, we don't even throw away the fat. Like, that on a ribeye, you eat it all.
That's right.
You clean it up. So now the challenge today is, look, we can cook a steak in 6 minutes, right? But we needed some kind of something to drag this on other than us just sitting to talk, right? So we're going to concentrate on a couple sides. And that's something that you didn't throw in there. That's just what I come up with, what Coach Brownfield come up with. But basically what me and my family eat with our steaks and what Coach Brownfield and his family eats with his steaks, right? That's the two sides we're going to throw in there today. So hopefully you're into sweet potatoes.
Yeah. Big sweet potato.
Okay. And the other one, we're going to do a pasta salad, right? So it's a little cold salad that goes with the hot steak. And that's what we do with my family. And Coach Brownfield threw in the sweet potato, mashed sweet potato with blue cheese. So I hope you like blue cheese.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, blue cheese is one of those things. You either love it or you hate it,
I honestly say I've never tried it. So I'm about to find out today.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, just don't eat it plain. Until you learn that you like it, because it is.
Make sure it's mixed in the sun.
Make sure it's mixed, just until you start getting an acquired taste for it.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so we're gonna take a short break. When we return, we're gonna talk a little bit about you, right? Before we get into the X's and O's, we want to learn a little bit about Coach Brock. So we're gonna take a quick pause. get a message from our sponsors, and we'll come back and we'll start doing some cooking and some talking.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back.
Spartan Eats is brought to you in part by Ribeyes Cajun Specialties. From the mild but flavorful Bayou Lite to the classic Creole Champ to the sweet and spicy barbecue flavor of Tiger Bite, Ribeyes has your kitchen covered. New to the lineup is your next favorite pub, The Deuce. You can find them all at our favorite local grocery stores and on Facebook at Ribeyes Cajun Specialties. Season up your Spartan Eats with some Spartan seasoning.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here with Coach Brock Matherne, head coach of East Ascension Spartans. And so as we get into a little bit of your background, we're gonna start. I'll start prepping some stuff, and we're gonna get to cooking. I'm gonna start by cooking our pasta and cutting up some things for that. So, but while I'm doing all that, so walk us through Coach Brock Matherne. Like, talk to us about where you grew up and you know, just how you got to be who you are today.
Right? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it all started growing up in a small town of Booteville, Venice before Hurricane Katrina. Grew up the son of a coach. I mean, he was the little league coach for everybody. I still see people. I always make the joke that I think after Katrina, Booteville all evacuated to Gonzales because there's so many people here that I know from my childhood, but everybody that lives here from my childhood, my dad coached. But we just grew up, you know, from a family of hard workers. All my family lived in the same area in this little trailer park, and dad a commercial fisherman. I can remember going to help him work, whether it was crabbing or shrimping, and me and my older brother just living off the land, trying to help my dad and everything that he did. And my whole family really did it. Like my grandpa worked on the tugboat. Uncle worked on the tugboat. My uncles and my dad, all commercial fishermen. So we spent a lot of time on the water growing up. And I learned a lot of life lessons. When I look back at my childhood, I think the biggest thing that I take from my childhood that brings me into coaching is just the adversity. When you're a fisherman, like, you can't guarantee a great day every day. But like, you're going to work and you're going to do the best to make the most of it. And you're always just going to find a way. Like, that was something I can remember as a kid. Like, my dad had his spots, and I can't even say some of the names he called the spots on it. But I can remember going to spots where I seen him, you know, limit out and fishing in 5-10 minutes. And then some days we go there and he don't even have a bite, but he never was like, all right, this is over, I don't have an answer. He find a way to go have success and make sure he puts food on the table for us and money on the table to put a roof over our head. So just watching that really, I think, led me to always knowing, like, there's an answer. You just got to be willing to go find it. So that was just kind of the beginning of our life. And
so you didn't want to follow in those footsteps of the commercial fishing?
No, indeed.
No?
No, I think he did a good job. Him and my mom just did a good job of instilling that. And it's like, for us, the fishing, going with him never ever seemed like work. It was like a hobby.
Right.
You know, and I mean, we played everything: baseball, basketball, football. I mean, everything that we could get our hands on. There was competition. My dad had us in it.
Right.
So when we would go fishing, it was just so much fun. It was like a hobby. Like, honestly, to this day, I mean, I don't really do it no more since he passed away. You know, that was kind of like our little thing.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of fell in love with what I do now. Like, I'm blessed to say, and which I'm pretty sure if he was still alive today, he would say the same thing about commercial fishing. Yeah. I'm blessed to say, like, my job's my hobby. And, you know, just hanging out with him, creating those memories. I don't think I could have been
That's funny you say that. I feel the same way. Like, I enjoy getting up and going to work. I enjoy doing that. I don't think I've ever gotten up and said, I don't want to go to work today.
Yeah.
And in my big boy life, I've had 3 careers, right?
Yeah.
And all 3 of them I've loved. And I could do any one of the 3 and be very happy for the rest of my life.
Right.
Because I don't look at it as work. Kind of like you with,
That's a blessing.
football. Yeah.
That's a blessing, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
It really is.
I got some water going here. We're going to salt this water, and this is going to be for that pasta.
I like the pot.
So
you can tell you got some miles in there.
So this pot, and we talked about it in another episode. So it was my grandmother's pot, right? And she fried everything in it, everything.
Yeah.
So, and I do too. However, I did learn with the cool little basket that's in it, it works good when you're boiling pasta.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it looks dirty, right? But it's not. I promise you, it is.
We call that seasoning.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's an old pot. It's very thin. They don't make them like that anymore,
No.
and I still use it. If something happened to it, I don't know what I did.
I can still remember my grandma telling me, if your pot don't look like that, you ain't really cooking.
Yeah, you're not a real cook.
That's for sure.
That's battle scars.
That's
you
right.
know? And,
That's right.
You know, and every real cook can tell you that.
That's right.
You know, so I don't know that there's a chef out there that don't have a beat up pan that's their favorite
That's
go-to
the one
thing.
that they put the work in.
And it's funny because when we do these steaks, I use a cast iron skillet, right?
Yeah.
And it's an old square cast iron skillet. And the only thing you ever touches it is steaks. Nothing else is ever cooked in it. Nothing else will ever be cooked in it.
That's pretty cool.
And so, yeah, I'm really picky on that. But anyway, so you're talking your dad, you know, which is cool, right? We wake up every morning as a kid and our heroes right on side of us, right? And so that's what I kind of followed my dad's footsteps, right? At first. And even though I love what we were doing, I knew that wasn't me, right? So it's kind of like you with the fishing, and it's not really me. How did football become your thing?
Man, it came late. Like, honestly,
and you say late. I mean, damn, dude, you're young.
Yeah.
I mean, you were, how old are you?
33. Just
33.
turned 33 this
You
year.
got your first head coaching job at
27.
27. That's not heard of. I mean,
It was,
so it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, I owe a ton of everything. I tell this to our group of kids, and if I could give any message out to anybody that like is looking to go be great at something, I think the biggest thing I can attest is that especially my success comes from having great people.
Yeah.
A great team of people in my life, whether it's somebody I need to call, whether it's a mentor, a friend, a parent. Like, I think I just surround myself with great people that lead me to make really good decisions. And that's what I think a lot of coaching is, and I think a lot of life is choices, and what do you learn from the ones you make mistakes from. But
yeah. And you brought in mentors with you, which is, you know,
scary at first.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what. Whenever I first was told that we were pulling in some of these coaches, I said no way. There's no way we can get this group of coaches who, correct me if I'm wrong, we've got 5 head coaches who were never fired from a job that are all on staff together.
Correct.
Okay. And what you do, and we've talked about this on some episodes of how they come in, and I've talked with Coach Chaponche about it when I interviewed him. Like, there's no big dog. It's a family. We work together. And it's pretty cool because, like, Dennis is a big mentor of yours, helped get you started. How is that to be able to work with him daily? Did you think you were going to work with him ever again?
Well, we always talked about it. That's something that literally, like, that's what people, I guess, fail to realize. They see us so much in our work relationship that they don't realize that he's been like a best friend to me. He don't like when I call him like a father figure. So I'm like, he's like a big brother or uncle type. You know, he gave me my first job in this profession, and then hired me again in a moment where I needed him. And in a year working with him, I become a head coach.
Right.
And we always talked that we wanted to work again. We just didn't know we just didn't know when. We just didn't know why. And I could be honest with you, I didn't expect it to happen a year after he won a state championship.
Right.
But I felt EA was the place I could sell him on.
Now, what's funny, I'm going to turn my back and dump the pasta's got to go in the water. We're boiling right now. So, but talking with you about him, you took that head coaching job because he forced you, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. He told pretty much take it or you don't have a job here, right?
Well, it was more
like he was trying to push the bird out the nest.
It was one at first where like we sat down and had that conversation of, is it worth me leaving Cecilia and the things that, like, I was having a ton of fun there. I still say this to this day. I was at Cecilia for 1 year. And with that coaching staff, and we have a few of those guys on this coaching staff, and Coach Melanson, Coach Staines, of course, Landon Lalonde. That was probably the most fun I had as an assistant coach for sure.
Right.
Like the most fun I've had in the season. We lost one regular season game. Didn't go as far in the playoffs as we felt we should, but like I can honestly say, day in and day out, I've never had more fun.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so hard to leave. Was like I don't have an ego. I didn't like. It wasn't that I was chasing a head coach title. But I remember we was in spring, and my principal, shout out to Miss Mia Touchette of St. Louis, called me and told me I had the job. And I asked her to give me about 24 to 48 hours to make a decision, and I'll call her back. And I said, I got one deal: is I'm not taking the job if I can't finish spring practice with Cecilia. And we had probably 3 or 4 days left, and she agreed to it. And after practice, I talked to Coach Staines. He knew they called him for a recommendation. And we sat in his office for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And we compared, pros and cons. What was the deal? And at the end of it, he was just like, I'd be holding you back if I didn't tell you to go. Right. So he was like, take it. And, man, I'll be honest with you. I walked out of that office crying. Didn't know what I was going into. Didn't know who I'd be able to bring with me. Never been to Lake Charles a day in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm a 27-year-old head coach, not realizing when I pulled up that they just got hit by a hurricane. Right. We had no facilities. But he always used to tell me this. And he told me this since I was a high school player, and I still live by this because nobody has U-Haul's contact more than I do. I done been from the New Orleans area to Lafayette to Lake Charles, down here to Gonzales. And the thing he always told me, and he told me that, he said, Brock, if I'm still at Cecilia's still going to be here, regardless of how long you stay, if you ever want to come back. Right. And everywhere along your journey, if you ever want to go back, that place is still going to be the same. He was like, but you learn from venturing out and taking the unknown. And when I took that unknown 3 years later, look, that was the place that I needed the most and that needed me the most at that time. And I can't thank him enough for that. But yeah, so basically he did kind of tell me like, you need to go because it's your time. You need to get out of here.
And that's great. I mean, we all need that nudge every once in a while,
Look, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that person in their life that's like, all right, stop thinking too much. Go take a chance.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, look, Coach, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to take a quick break. We'll get a few other things prepped up in the next break, but we'll come back with Brock Matherne and in just a few.
Spartan Eats is brought to you in part by Cajun Street Eats. Are you tired of the typical ballpark food you're stuck with during a tournament? Well, Cajun Street Eats has you covered. They bring you all of your favorite cast iron pot dishes like jambalaya and pastelaya, as well as more exotic items like crawfish etouffee nachos. Cajun Street Eats bring the flavor of the backyard to a ballpark or festival near you.
All right, welcome back to Spartan Eats. Ralph the Lad with Coach Brock Matherne. And so, Coach, we were talking about it. We were just talking about it in the break. You cook steaks, but side, you're kind of glad we're doing some side because you don't do them, right?
We're here for the meat.
Okay, we're here for the meat. So
with my steak.
Yeah. So we're going to get Coach Brownfield to get us our cutting board area on camera here and show you how we're going to do this. So we're going to take my favorite, and it sounds like it's Coach Brownfield's favorite as well, blue cheese. Got that in the shot there, Coach. Think we're pretty good with it.
And we're going to try.
Yeah, look, it is a little pungent, right? It's very good, though. Oh, what the heck? I'm a blue cheese guy. So we're going to get it in there. All right, so we're going to hit it with some blue cheese. And then we're also going to come with a little bit of buttermilk, right? Just regular buttermilk. And
this has got to be good because I see Coach Brownfield smiling behind that. That's
yeah. So we're gonna put a little bit. This thing's gonna be good. It's not gonna take much. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did cook this the other day, and after Coach Brownfield was bragging about it, and we fell in love with it. Okay, However, what I didn't put was the buttermilk. Now, when I fry chicken, my chicken says 24 hours in buttermilk because buttermilk's amazing, right? So, anyway, we're going to put this here like this. So it can't be wrong whenever you're doing this. And so we're just going to...
Smells good.
It does. I mean,
Even with the blue cheese?
even with the blue cheese, it smells amazing. So we're going to put this off behind us. We're going to go ahead and pull that pasta too. And we're going to come back to that pasta in just a second. This is hot. Pasta is done. Okay, so we're going to come back in a second. We're going to whip up that pasta because it's a cold pasta. So we want to whip it up, chill it down. That way it goes with that warm steak. So
I'm a big fan of cold pasta.
are you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like pasta salad.
Well, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it is.
and that's
refreshing almost.
It is, especially when it's hot outside. And I do one that's very simple. Everybody look. Everybody wants to know, man, what you got in it. It's the simplest thing. We're gonna give them my secrets, and like we said in the beginning, with the other episodes, we're really cooking. This is real good, man. I do shortcuts, right? And some people watching are gonna be like, man, you're kidding, right? But I cooked for a long time, catering, restaurants, and shortcuts is how you perfect it. You get it done quicker, and it tastes well. Well, we're not fake. This isn't gonna be some fake accent up here. We're not trying to learn. This is a real cooking show, right? Real people, real cooking, right? So that's what everybody at home needs to understand. So we're real people up here doing this. So I'm gonna dump this. I'm gonna have to step out the camera here in just a second. But what I want to talk to you about, one thing you mentioned was Dad was your coach. Okay. How was that playing for your dad? Now, did you play every sport for your dad, or was it just one?
So
how was I'm gonna dump this in the sink while you're telling us here.
My brother, my older brother, got to play every sport for him. He only coached me in baseball. The older my brother got, and of course we had two following him in his footsteps. The closer he got for middle school ball and then eventually high school ball, and he was playing travel ball all around, and I was just kind of coming up through T-ball and just getting into coach pitch and stuff like that. So I had my dad coach me for a couple years, but in every single sport we were coached at home for sure. We were them kids that got home and said homework will be done when the street light comes on. Right outside and go play.
Right. Now, was it tough? So I coach my son baseball, right? And it was tough. It was tough. So daddy's kid always it's harder on the kid. Your dad's always harder on you, right? I look back at it now. My son always tells the story that when I hit fungo to the infield, I just hit normal to everybody else, and I'd break my back swinging. So you felt your dad did the same thing. I didn't see it. Okay, I didn't see it. But he says that's how it happened. So I guess it did. But
I think it's just more of like look, when my dad, we came from such a small town that everybody knew that he was gonna. And look, this is where I get this part of me from. And me and Coach Brownfield was talking about this in the office earlier. Is like my dad coached,
right?
Like he wasn't. It wasn't like I mean he was handling everything, the outfield, the infield, the pitching. Right. And when we got home, we got coached. Yeah. But he coached us on sports. He coached us on life. He held us accountable to everything. And but I think the big thing I learned and what everybody had to respect for was like, to him it wasn't Game 3 of the season versus Port Sulphur. It was Game 7 of the World Series versus the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Like it was
bigger than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like everything we talked about in that house was about winning, and we was working to win. And we had trophies everywhere before Katrina. I mean, he had his plaques, my brother's trophies, my trophies. But like he instilled in us like, man, look, winning is the goal. Like if there's something to compete at, we want to be the best on it.
Yeah.
And everybody on our teams need that. So that was what was, I guess, made it kind of easy for us, was knowing that if they didn't come with the work, our dad was going to get on them.
That's right.
You know, he may tell us a little bit more when we get in the truck. But out there, everybody was getting.
I think it's a dad coaching. More coaching is done in the vehicle in the route.
Oh, that's sure.
You know, and I can remember games that I got on my son's behind. He's sniffling, crying, trying to hold back tears, and my wife mad because I'm fussing, right? And she say, "Come on, you ride with me home." And he says, "No, I'm riding with my daddy." You know, fighting back there. You want to ride with his daddy. You know, because he knew we were going to continue talking. You know,
I got a great story about that. My mom's gonna appreciate this. One time, me and my friend Garland thought we could get out of one of my dad's talks when he was young. And this is where I learned about my mom.
Yeah.
Thought we could ride home with mom.
Yeah.
We got it worse.
Yeah.
Mama tore us up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We did not play well enough.
Yeah.
But
And when mama complains and gets on your body, you know it's bad.
my mom is still to this day, if I can remember, if I complained in high school, I mean, she would get on me.
Yeah.
Like, get over there and get to work. She never called a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a coach's wife. And shout out to my mom. She plays a big role in everything that I do. And just her support. But I know, like, from her, I just learned, like, I'm getting nothing out of complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
So, like, put the work in and get better.
Absolutely. Yeah. So look, we're gonna go ahead and add all this to this salad. So Parmesan cheese. Shred it.
Oh, yeah.
I know you do that. Let me get this out of here. And now, all right, this is, you can buy this by like the salad toppers. All it is candied walnuts and cranberries, right? Just add a little pop. Yeah, just add a little pop to it. And then green onions, right? So,
South Louisiana, green onions.
green onions go in everything. Goes in your cereal. Cheerios and green onions, right?
That's why I said I know how to make cereal.
Yeah. So,
Green onions on part of it.
so this is where everybody would say, what? Really? Italian dressing, right?
I love it.
Look, I when I'm eating a salad, I do not want Italian dressing.
Yeah, but a cold one.
I want blue cheese dressing.
Really?
Okay. But when you're doing a pasta salad, something about the vinegar and the tang and all that with the with that, it just goes well.
I think overall, it goes well with whatever you eat with steak.
Well, and a lot of people marinate steaks with this, right? However, I don't. Now, look, that's not too much. Because what happens is, as it sits, it soaks into the pasta, right? And so what we normally do is we add it, and then we always come back and have to add a little bit more, right? So we're just going to mix this up here. I could have got a little bit bigger bowl for you. But look, the whole point is getting it incorporated. And that's it, man, right there, right? So then this goes in the fridge. Right? No, you ain't got So the magical, the cooking show aspect, right? The magic of it. I did cook this pasta last night. So it's been in the fridge. And I also put the salad dressing in the fridge because I wanted it cold for whenever we're eating it. Okay, so, but I laugh because calling it a fridge, and I don't know about people at home, but I heard you earlier.
Icebox.
Call it an icebox. And I get picked on all the time because I call it an icebox.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's all that thing was an icebox to anybody. Yeah.
And then do you
know why they called it the icebox? I mean, honestly.
I mean, I don't know the background of why it was icebox, but I do know I'm a big Little Giants fan.
Yeah.
And icebox, so it was like, for me, it's like, and at the end of the day, too, like, I never heard one person in my family call it a fridge.
No, me either.
For me, it's natural to say icebox.
I'm gonna give you a little lesson on this, okay? So it's called an icebox, and the reason I know this is my grandmother and grandfather on my dad's side of the family had a grocery store in Gonzales. It was called Delat's. You know, Coach Randall Aldrich.
Yes.
You can ask Coach Randall. You can ask Coach Randall about Delat's grocery. They had the freshest meat, freshest vegetables, because it was located, like if you're looking at the country kitchen, right to the right of it, it was a building there. Across the street,
Spartan's at now.
no, the next building over. Okay, But right across the street by the railroad track was the ice house. So when the train dropped off, now this is before refrigeration. So when the train would drop off ice, the Lats got ice before anybody else. So that's how he kept the freshest meat, freshest produce. Well, so these things, refrigerators, were called ice boxes because they would take a chunk of ice and put in this box, this insulated box, and keep the meat refrigerated, the food refrigerated. So that's how icebox come about. So growing up, my grandparents, my mom, my dad, everybody called it icebox.
Right.
When I call it icebox today, I get made fun of. I get called old. I'm old, right?
So old to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. So
My two little boys will be calling it ice.
yeah, so I giggled earlier. I don't know if you caught me, but when we were talking before the show started, you said icebox. I kind of giggled because I thought, I'm not the only one, and you're young. You're a lot younger than me, so you're not the only one. I'm not the only one who calls it that. So, so look, let's get into these steaks.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
We're talking my language.
these things here have been in this Ziploc bag for a couple days. Been marinating. I don't normally tell people what I put in. Okay, but for the sake of
the camera.
no, for the sake of the show, I want people to know. Okay, because we're gonna leave a recipe.
Let's see if you can know the recipe and still cook as good as what it's.
So, and here's what I do. I did change it a little bit, but I used to put only salt, black pepper, and garlic powder on both sides. However, let me show the camera here too. You got that, Coach, in that film that it couldn't be? Okay, Ribeyes, Bayou Lite, one of our sponsors, Jared Birch, former Spartan, makes this Spartan. I'm going to get
His office is.
so his seasonal Bayou Lite is a blend of salt, black pepper, garlic powder. So you get it all in one. So Ribeyes, Bayou Lite on both sides of the steak. Put it in a Ziploc bag. Louisiana hot sauce, Worcestershire sauce. Massage it around. Tuck it in the ice box for a couple of days. Okay, that's all we're putting on it. Whenever you're ready to cook it, pull it out a couple hours. It's been sitting on the counter for a few hours. It's still cool to the touch, right? So we're still good. Marinade still floating around there. But it's time to cook them. Oh, yeah. Right? So they always say you got to cook them at room temp. I guess, hey,
I've heard that too.
yeah, and I've never done the homework, why or what, but I do it because they told me to. It works.
Same here.
So we're gonna roll with that, right? So we're gonna get more Parmesan.
Oh, we never like stuff like that. You don't know the reason why, but you just do it.
And I think it's something to do with the fat and the meat texture and the whatever the stuff running through the meat. Well, it doesn't. I think when it's cold, it tightens up, and so all that stuff just don't. So anyway, and if I'm wrong, look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it sounds good to me.
So me too.
So anyway, we're gonna go with Grandma's old pot that I got, right? And the only thing goes in there is steak, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get that up here. Now, my wife, Miss Megan, she loves when we cook steaks. However, she hates the fact that after about cooking 2 or 3 steaks, the whole kitchen's full of smoke. Okay, so we're gonna have that in here as well too. But like I said, we really cook them. That's right, So
right.
We're gonna put just a little bit of olive oil in the bottom, and we're gonna let that get hot because we want it to sit. Now, how you eat your steaks? Medium. Okay.
Now, granted, I've had a steak a few times where I've been to a fancier restaurant. That's another reason why I'm so into steaks is because I've always dealt with, I come from a low income family at the time, and I started my career, start making money, and what I do when I make money, I go to a nice steak.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've been to a couple of these restaurants where they like, we need a record.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple where I think the cow was still moving.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Good. But my preference is I can go medium to medium rare. I was like, that's what my style.
Okay, I can deal with that. I know, we got a few people, not going to mention names, but somebody's in this room with us. He likes his cooked a little bit more than most. And
they tell me wasted meat.
Well, Not gonna pick on anybody about it later.
Hamburger.
Yeah, I mean, it might as well. So, I don't know, but look, we're gonna go ahead and I do just a few minutes per side, right? Should come out closer to that medium that you like, but I can leave them on just a hair bit longer for you.
Trust me, I get eight.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna before we drop these steaks, we're gonna take another quick commercial break. We got a couple more sponsors we got to look at.
Oh, yeah.
And then when we come back, Coach, we're gonna drop these steaks. We'll be right back.
Whether it's your home or your car, turn to Chabert Insurance Agency of Prairieville to protect some of your most precious investments. Chabert Insurance will find you the best coverage at the best price. All you have to do is give them a call at 225-341-1924. Visit their website at chabertofprairieville.com or see them on Facebook at Chabert Insurance of Prairieville, a proud sponsor of Spartan Eats.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Spartan Eats. Ralph Delat, Coach Brock Matherne. We're about to drop the steaks. So pot is smoking hot right now, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we got 4 of these. Try to hold them up here if we can see that. Some big, nice boys from Lamandolas, right?
Okay.
Gonzalez Pride. Yeah. So we're gonna put these in. We'll drop 2 of them in there at a time. Now the cool thing is, we're gonna make a mess. That's gonna splatter all over everything. But that's how you know you really cooked, right? And the reason we got 4 steaks and not 3 is because Miss Megan's gonna be the one to come in and clean it. And we gotta feed it. Gotta feed it. So
that's called working smart.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So give and take in marriage, right? I give all the mess. She comes and takes it and cleans it all up. So it's all good meal. Absolutely. She's gonna get fed well. So look, that's gonna cook there. And I'm sure they hearing it now on camera, and it sounds great. Like sauteed.
So if somebody's watching that's going, about to go to Sconey, they listen here.
Yeah, and they should go see Lamandolas. I did not catch a young man's name, but the guy that needs it for me, when I told him what we were doing, he said, "I got you." And he goes to the back, and he comes back. He's got these, and they're like,
I love it.
yeah, beautiful. So much respect for Lamandolas and their meat department. So it's great. So Coach, I do know your brother.
Oh yeah.
Brother, big time football player.
Oh yeah.
So older brothers too, right?
Yeah.
So following in his footsteps, right? Because he was a local legend in high school football. Yeah, state legend, Mr. Football. He's correct. So how that feel playing behind him?
I think we actually talked about this on the phone last week. He called me. He's doing some training, training from quarterbacks, and we was talking about this generation of kids and what's my adjustment to coaching them and stuff like that. And we just it ended up us just going into like memory lane.
Yeah.
We competed against each other like my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't in competition where he's on this team, I'm on this other team. Like, it was outside in the backyard where we painted a baseball field or a football field. All my dad cemented us a full court basketball court, and I was Kobe Bryant and he was Allen Iverson, and we were going full court battling each other. But the thing we never did was he never let little brother win until I should win.
Right.
I still at 33 remember the first time I beat him in that.
Yeah.
But he was just always a great athlete, and following in his shoes. I think the biggest thing that me and him talked about when it all ended, the coolest part was watching how proud he was and my mom and all of our family. We got to be on the field at the same time and win a state championship in high school.
Yeah.
And we had dealt with a lot, and we dealt with a lot of adversity growing up, whether it was losing my dad or Hurricane Katrina. And to end his high school career with the moment of, I'm his little brother starting on defense and he's the starting quarterback.
Wow.
And watching him get all those accolades and he's more than deserving. But I never forget me and him sitting down, and he was like, "Don't try to be me, right? You don't need to come play quarterback. You don't need to go do this. Like, go be the best version of you."
Did you want to play quarterback?
No, they tried to get me to play quarterback my 8th grade year, going into 9th grade. And I looked around and tried to find the weakest spot on the team, try to give it to him as a freshman, so I went to play corner.
Yeah.
Which ironically I've now coached for like 15 years in the cornerback position.
Yeah.
But then when he left, there was a hole missing at quarterback, and I remember throwing some ideas about me playing it because I played it in middle school and I played it growing up in Bouville. But man, at the end of the day, I just like hitting people.
Yeah.
I like
It's a little fun, huh?
Yeah.
As a quarterback, got to take the hit.
Yeah,
You know?
and we literally had that conversation. He was like, they're like, people don't realize he was the one quarterback that was like, I'm not wearing a different color jersey. If you want to hit me, come hit me.
Right.
I said, well, I just took you up on that offer. I was trying to yeah. But no, my deal was just go be you.
Yeah.
Be who God made you to be. And, he was a great player, and I'm on my way, hopefully, to being a great coach.
Yeah.
And we just both proud of each other. We brothers, love each other, and, this kind of decided it was best. We went out and passed. I never really tried to fit those shoes good. Not many people could.
Yeah. And look, you talk about being the greatest coach, and you came to East Ascension, and let's say you flipped the thing around. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it was. I told you we were gonna smoke this place out, right? Okay. But hey, it's cooking. It's worth it, though. Okay? I promise you. So I'm gonna flip this, but you come to East Ascension, and there is just this whole brand new, whole brand new life, right? That's brought about East Ascension, not only football but athletics as a whole, right? Because here we get this young, energetic coach who brings all this intensity, and I think it's filtered into every sport we got on campus. All the way down to bowling, I believe, right? Like, it's just this intensity that you bring. Did you think, or did you know, or was that part of, like, something sick in the back of your brain that, hey, I can go over here and I can play this role and get almost a cult following, right? Like, I mean, you've got everybody buying in, right?
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, you're showing it on Friday nights. You're showing it at practice every day. So how cool is that to be able to just rebirth East Ascension athletics?
Yeah, I think if I'm completely honest, it's very similar to my first job at St. Louis. When I was 27 years old, I took that job. I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Right.
So when I was talking to Coach Skanes, I'm like, man, what do I do? And I'll never forget these words. He'll tell you next time you see him, ask him. It was, whatever you do, make sure you do it with so much conviction that everybody believes it's the right thing to do.
Right.
But at the end of the day, just be who you are. Who you are is why you're there. And I'll never forget that from meetings, from all kind of interviews, whatever it was. I remember not being myself and having some awkward interviews applying for head coaching jobs or whatever job it was. When I learned to just be who I am, I figured out that was more than enough. And when it came to East Ascension, one thing I knew is that if I can get the football program rolling, most schools, everything else followed. But honestly, my first time being an athletic director, second head coaching job. I mean, the thing I wanted the school and the athletes to see is, one, how much I love doing what I'm doing, but two, how much, like, important winning is for me. Because, like, I always try to tell kids, like, yeah, I'm here to build life lessons. If you want to have fun, winning's fun.
Yeah.
So we want to laugh on. You show me a good loser, I'll show you a loser.
Yeah.
But to me, I think just being myself kind of made everything what it is. And that's what I try to do on a daily basis. Just have fun, love what you do, and go chase your dreams.
So let me ask you this, because it's something we hear a lot. Because we've had a few head coaches at East Ascension. And kind of the thing that you hear all the time is place with untapped potential.
Oh yeah, gold mine.
Gold mine. Everybody that walks is
Ain't no doubt.
Hey, but and look, and I'm a Spartan, okay, and I'm not. This is no shot, but we're known for second round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay? Yes. But it's such a gold mine. Like, why are we not moving further, right?
Yeah.
Was it, and I know the answer to this, at least I think I know the answer to this. Does the intensity that Matherne and Matherne staff bring, the refuse to lose, the work your hardest every day, even at practice, is that what gets us over that second week hump?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's training everybody, the community, the school, the administration, the kids that's playing, his mindset of like, look, I've been a part of a ton of rivalry games. But like when we talk about it all the time, when you look at the Sandoval game and it's like, when you believe that's your game,
Yeah.
and then it's another game on the schedule, and like, yes, we understand the rivalry aspect of it, but like the big picture is the Superdome.
Right.
And I think the thing that I've learned is when we won a state championship, we didn't talk about anything but beating the best team in the state.
Right.
Nothing else mattered. So I think the more people hear it and they believe it, and you work towards it, like I kids at practice, I mean, they know every day what our goal is.
Yeah.
What are we doing today to get better, to make a run as toward the street and be in the state champion? And I think the more you talk about it, the more you believe it.
And it's funny you mentioned the whole rival thing because, you know, we've often said that a lot, that we put so much emphasis on the in-parish rival.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's the greatest atmosphere in high school.
Never missed anything part of it.
It's like it's so amazing. But it's like, especially when it was week 10, it was almost like season was done. Right?
Glad to imagine.
It was such an uplift there. And then week 1 in the playoffs, we're flat, they're flat.
But such a long week.
Right.
Such a long week.
And, but knowing, now coming over here to play these things, some people will say this ain't done, okay? But I'm telling you,
You know, that nice crunchy outside.
that's the whole point.
Juice coming out.
That's the whole point. So we're going to set this one there. And then we're going to keep on talking, but we're going to drop them other two in there for Coach Brownfields and Miss Megan, right? And I don't know, I'm going to look over here for a second. I don't know what Coach, the cameras are good with the smoke and, okay.
Okay. We just added the intensity to the cookout, baby.
Well, we get to the rival part,
And the smoke
right?
comes
And the
out.
smoke comes, right? So,
I love it.
there's nothing better than that, right? So let's talk about that rival, because you know, you've been on both sides, right? So you've ate the red beans and you've had the steak, okay?
What?
While we're talking about that, so this is a garlic butter. Okay, let's just pause on the rivals.
Yeah.
Garlic butter. This is what we make.
They don't make that over there.
They don't make this, not Max Animal. But this is a butter I make after we boil crawfish, right? So we're just gonna let that sit there and just kind of melt down into it. So let's go back to that rival.
Yeah.
Been on both sides. Had the red beans, had the steak. One thing you told me, okay, that I took to heart, okay, after you had that first year and you ate those red beans, you said never again will Matherne eat red beans.
No.
Okay? All right. So I stick to that. Yeah, we got to stick to that. Okay. All right. Now, one thing I keep hearing is, because I got some really good buddies on that side, right? And they said, oh, y'all lucky we just missed the last pass. Well, how about the year before we dropped the last pass?
There's no doubt.
So, in a crazy world of that rivalry, the team that normally wins, you sometimes don't win.
Yeah.
The better team sometimes just falls.
Yeah.
It's always a crazy atmosphere and all. Have you been involved in rivalries where the craziest stuff happens in those games like that? I mean, it's just
Like I've coached this in good ones. But I think the closest thing to this, if I could compare anything, growing up early on in my life, moved on Port Sulphur, at the Fort Jackson, that was something that still as a kid, you just don't forget. And then after Katrina, Bell Chase South Plaquemines, specifically, a junior year, year after both teams had just won a state championship. South Platte won in 1A. We had won in 4A. It was down there at South Platte. That was the closest thing to it, but it was never consistent like this.
Right. So,
Like this is what I tell people, like these college coaches come and ask what game to coach.
yeah.
Like, well, let me ask you this. What do you want out the game?
Right.
What you want? Do you want the experience, or do you want to like be alone and watch the game? And if you want the experience, I can honestly say, look, I just told y'all, you all got me on speed dial.
Yeah.
There's nothing like this.
No.
Any week, it don't matter whether it's next year, week 4, last year, week 7. It's like a state semifinal type.
Yep. Absolutely.
And both teams, you could tell it's a community that, you know, the kids are gonna fight their heart out. And I've heard the same things, you know, where was this pass? Look, I'm never gonna be one to make an excuse or tell somebody they're right or wrong. Actually, my son Banks the other day, we're sitting on the couch and he goes, Daddy, I want to watch one of your football games. And we put that game on. And we get to the very end and I'm being interviewed. And at the end of the day, something similar. Whoa, what a crazy way to end it. I said, we just came to play some football.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, you're playing football. It's 4 quarters to it. Somebody's got to win somebody the syllables. Nobody writes down how it happens.
Yeah.
And the craziness happens in that rivalry. But look, I think just talking about where we're going as a program, I always say, in order for us to get to where we want to go, we got to think different. We got to believe different. And that game, and like you just said, me saying that, like I never want to eat red beans. It's because the expectation is to win. Average time on the field.
Absolutely.
And it don't matter who the opponent is. It don't matter if it's the rivalry game. It don't matter if Bill Belichick comes down with North Carolina Tar Heels and they won't play. We expect to win.
Yeah.
And I think that's just our mindset. And Miss Avery likes to mess with me and say it's cocky. I just say it's a prepared confidence that I put the word. You know.
Yeah.
But just to double back on that rivalry, I'll say this: Breaux Bridge, Cecilia, at St. Louis Catholic, we had Iowa and Lake Charles College Prep, and then Belle Chase and South Platte. This is the first game I've ever coached in my 15 years, my 6 years as head coach, that I got goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first one was insane.
Yeah.
And it ended with a loss, so
Yeah.
I kind of knew what to do my second time.
Yeah. But I mean, it is a crazy. And just think back in the day, I can remember multiple years. It'd be Friday night EA Santamon, Saturday night LSU Alabama. Dude, like it was some crazy weekend, right? And I'm glad. Yeah. So a lot of people don't like the week 4 thing, right?
Yeah.
But that gets, in my opinion, gets us, you, into that mindset of it is another game. It is a stepping stone to get to the bigger picture, right? So if we're doing it in week 4, we can go ahead and get it done and put it behind us and move on.
And I tell you, like I have sometimes, and Coach Brownfield's going to laugh when I say this because he knows this about me. There is a strategic type of thing when it comes to scheduling, and that one we can't control.
Right.
Play who in district. So I have no control over who we play in what week when it comes to district. But there's so much stuff that I hear, especially having head coaches in my staff round. And even going to these different head coaches meetings that I listen to, that they care so much about this little thing. They care so much about this little thing. Like, oh, well, we got this team week 4. I wish I had them here. And when they get to me, I'm like, I don't really care. We'll play week 1. We'll play here. We can play all 10 weeks. I don't really care.
Right.
Anywhere, anytime, any place. I never really looked deeper into, and I've said this so many times in interviews because I truly believe it. I never looked at anything deeper than it's still a child's game that I used to play growing up.
Sure.
So I always try to get our team in a mindset of like, hey, we don't really care who we play or when we play, and we're just riding around looking at the lights trying to play football.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them to enjoy it, and I think the passion I show on the sideline, we talk about after we beat San Juan this year, letting out some emotion.
Yeah, and absolutely.
And when I do that, I just, like my kids know, my family knows, and I think the more y'all get to know me, know that it's those Friday nights I feel like a kid again.
Yeah, sure.
And it's sure. That's what I want everybody to kind of get from it. It's like, man, we could be playing Tom Brady. It don't bother me.
And I love the fact that you were real and authentic when it comes to that. Because, you know, we just had we just had the anniversary for football, right?
Yeah.
And you were one of the guest speakers.
Yeah.
And one thing you did and said that night, you got up to the podium and you said you get a lot of comments about people who comment on your hat backwards coaching style, right? So you said, well, that's how we do it. Let's just put it back. And you gave the whole speech. And a buddy of mine that used to play PA, that his kids are in a different school, but he came back that night and we sitting there and told me, he looked over at me and said, this guy's real. And that's the first time he's ever seen it or heard you, right? But when you made the comment about you don't like it, but here it is, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's real, right?
And I think in that, something I've learned, just being a player and a coach now, everybody can sense faith at some point. Sure. You know, and the thing I've accepted in my life is that everybody's not going to like me. Everybody's not going to love me. But you do well enough in this profession. Not everybody likes Nick Saban.
No, well, correct. And the more successful you are,
correct,
the least fans you have other than the ones that are with you.
That's for sure.
Right? Yeah, I mean, that's just how.
I just like, I don't want to change who I am because it's who got left, you know, and I'm always going to be real to who I am. So it don't matter if I'm 33 going into my 6 years head coach or I'm 70 something years old and been however many years.
Right.
I'm still going to have a gold chain on. I'm still have my head.
Absolutely.
It's just who I am. And like Coach Darius, appreciate all his time that he gave to our program, but he always told me this going into my first year as a head coach. He said, don't ever try to be anybody else. You got to be who you are in this world and success will come. So that's all I try to do is just be who I am.
Yeah.
And I think this community's taking a liking to it, and hopefully we can get another great season and like it even more.
I do believe we will. But on that note, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back next segment. We'll get everything wrapped up.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll be able to sit down and eat and enjoy it. So we'll be right back.
Looking good.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Spartan Eats. We're just about at that prime time, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you know, hopefully we done you justice on that meal, right? That meal that kind of kicks back everything for you. While we finished in these plates there, we're gonna go with the. That is the blue cheese, sweet potato mash. All right, we'll get some up in there. All right, we're gonna hit that. And then we're gonna come here with the cold pasta salad. Yeah. So, and the other beauty about these dishes, and I love the one that Coach Brownfield brought to the table for us with the sweet potato. As much flavor that steak has, and how pretty that steak is, it's still brown and drab, right? So these sides are just bringing all kind of color and pop,
No doubt.
you know. So
For me, it's just beautiful.
yeah. So we're gonna give you this and this.
Oh yeah.
And let's slide that one to you. All right, this is the moment where I step out because I got to go give Coach Brownfield his. Because he is a little bit more than just a cameraman.
That's right.
You know, we
That's
love
right.
him.
The brains
Yeah.
behind the whole operation. Yeah, blessed.
All right, so here we go, Coach. Here's the steak.
Let's do it.
And look, I just like spreading that around. And look, unlike a lot of people, man, I do not use any kind of steak sauce.
Me either.
If
I feel
it's
it's disrespectful for the restaurant to export.
well, if the steak is done right,
That's right.
you don't need it, right?
Good cut of meat.
Because they got its own
steak.
juices in there.
Like this one's leaking out. I was like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm giving them that.
So, and look, we just gonna get a big hunk of that. And,
Oh, yeah.
right, just don't get any better than that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, don't get any better than
I
that.
don't. I can really eat this every day. But,
Yeah, and I can't. Because I was hoping you were gonna hit me with a crab dish. Really and truthfully.
you know, I might have to come back for a later episode. I got a few in my mind now.
Because I love crab, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, where he's from, he's gonna hit me with something, you know, some kind of crab stew or, you know.
I got some.
So,
I got a
look,
ton of crab ideas.
all right, Coach, get out the steak.
I can't.
No, you gotta get out the steak. You gotta hit the blue cheese,
All right. I'm going for it.
mash. Make sure you get the blue stuff in there.
So that was when I said we didn't do sides. Every time I do have sides, if you ever see me at a restaurant eating steak, here's a little secret. You can pay attention. The entire steak's gonna be going first, and then we're gonna see if we see if I can
Yeah,
get the side.
but everybody at home gotta see it.
Yeah, let's
hit
see
this,
Let's
right?
see the try,
Bro,
man.
now it don't taste like it smelled good.
No, that's egg. Hey, that's for real. That's for real.
Yeah.
I was going another bite.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Very good stuff.
That is good stuff.
All this together just makes a complete meal.
It does.
You can't go wrong with this right
a little
here.
bit of this pasta salad.
Yeah. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I could have put a little bit more of that Italian on that pasta. But I didn't taste it while we were doing it. And normally, like I said in other episodes, when I season, my sister Kim said, how do you know, like you didn't even measure it? Because it's right. I
No
did
doubt.
well, I wasn't perfect on that. I could have used a little bit more on that. But
I tell that
There
to
again.
a lot of people. I've never seen a measuring cup in my.
yeah, when you know it, you know it, right?
That's right.
But I know one thing: the marinade on this steak, that's amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this up, Coach. We really appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank y'all for everything y'all do.
This is a great thing that I think we come up with. Getting to know you, just to get to know you, you know, because we got a lot of you guys that are not from here.
Yeah.
And so it is special to us to have you here, show how much we appreciate what y'all do for our kids. And, you know, what better way to do it than with a good old fat steak?
Hey, no doubt about it.
So,
I appreciate y'all and this entire community and everything that y'all have done for us. And just look forward to always getting a good steak during the season. All right, and then team continuing to build and make more playoff runs and just continue to make memories of this community. It's been special so far and trying to continue that on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, for Brock Matherne, I'm Ralph DeLatte. Join us next time with Spartan Eats.
Yes, will be.